Let's take a closer look at this story with immigration lawyer Emmanuel Yerokun. Thank you so much for joining us. He's joining us from London. What are your thoughts on the UK Prime Minister's announcement of sweeping immigration reforms? And how do you think they will impact individuals, businesses navigating the UK immigration system?
Good evening. Thank you for having me. Basically, the announcement today has really caused a lot of worry amongst the migrant community. A lot of people have come to see themselves as being their future being uncertain in the United Kingdom, and they are beginning to think whether they should be, considering moving elsewhere. Why some people find themselves stuck and really unable to move forward. It was already so difficult for migrants not being able to access public funds, to be required, to live in the UK for between 5 to 7 years before they can acquire indefinite leave when they come in as students. But with the recent, the white paper today, it makes complete nonsense of a lot of migrant students coming into the UK with the hope of settling down in the United Kingdom. In terms of the political outlook, you could simply describe it as a reactionary move by the Labour Party, because we are familiar with this kind of behavior coming from the Conservatives, but Labour typically were identified as being a little bit more friendly towards immigrants. But this is quite tough at the moment because of the political climate. A lot of Labour voters are beginning to switch to other parties, especially, I think most people are familiar with him. Nigel Farage is taking away a lot of votes from the Labour Party. So basically, Labour is trying to react to, our own Kemi Badenoch. She's been crusading on getting rid of migrants, if I can put it that way, from the UK, or perpetually making them economic slaves. So Labour is trying to, gain ground by being seen as tough on immigration.
Is Labour wrong to take this hardline stance, seeing that Conservatives may be racking in the votes and getting the support of the people? After all, in 2016 and in the other recent elections, immigration was a very, very important vote-swaying issue.
To be candid, immigration has become the scapegoat, for politicians, over time. Really, it's just the pressure on social amenities and lack of what you would describe as, local labor force in certain, aspect of the economic life of the United Kingdom. Take, for instance, the social care industry. You hardly find indigenes, English, Welsh, or Scottish, being carers, employed as carers in the NHS and care homes and the like. The same thing with cleaners, the same thing with security guards. So there are certain sectors that you will never find indigenes, really coming forward to work. And some actually just enjoy being on benefit. So with time, you have migrants having to come in to substitute for shortage labor in the country. Also, if you look at the IT sector, you have a lot of migrants, Nigeria, India, coming in to show up the shortages in terms of skilled labor. So rather than the government facing up to the challenges, they find, immigration as a cheap political target, and make people believe that the woes they are experiencing, the shortages in terms of social housing, the problem with the NHS is due to influx of migrants, from abroad, rather than for them to acknowledge that the government is not making provision for improving on social housing. A lot of the social housing facility have been sold off, and they are not building new homes at the rate at which, the population is increasing. Again, they are not really encouraging though they brought up a system where they are getting employers to contribute into a fund where money can be taken to train indigents. But that is really not happening at a pace that will meet up with the demand in the community. So rather than face up to the economic challenges and finding lasting solutions, immigrants are being blamed, day in, day out. An average man, an average citizen on the street believes that their next door neighbor who doesn't look like them is the reason why they have challenges, why they don't have enough job, why they don't, have enough spaces in the school for their children, and similar things. It's simply a political gimmick to try to continue to get people to vote for them.
Well, analysts are saying that the United Kingdom is still suffering from the implications of Brexit, but we're going to have to wait and see how these new measures that would take effect over the next 4 years on immigration will impact the UK. Before I let you go, I know that you have been involved in certain communities and advocating around these issues. What's next for the people who are likely going to be affected by this?
Well, it's a low-level thing because it's not very popular when you are encouraging people to raise petition against government policies. My initial reaction to this kind of policy papers is that affected migrants should come together and raise petitions and get people to sign it. Parliament will consider this petition alongside considering the white papers when they are drawing out the legislation. I think it's a very fantastic way to try and balance out public policy that impacts on people who don't look as if they fit in. Meanwhile, a lot of the resources, a lot of income, I think from the student IHS for both students and workers was in the range of billions within the last 2 years that came in as income for the United Kingdom. And you can be rest assured, a lot of that money came from Nigeria, even though we're struggling to sustain our own people. So my encouragement and advice to my community is for them to raise petitions to show the impact on them of changes and policies that are inimical, to their thriving in the UK and integrating.
Well, I'm going to have to just leave the conversation there for now, but it's a story we're going to keep our eyes on and our ears down for. Thank you so much, Emmanuel Yerokun, immigration lawyer, for joining us tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.